of Secrets, 1944 to 1945. The T Division and the Implosion Problem. Deep dive into the scientific challenges. Fuchs's specific contributions to the plutonium weapon design. The genius of Oppenheimer and the daily life on the Hill. The System of Betrayal. Detailed account of Fuchs's memory work. His meetings with courier Harry Gold in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The exact nature of the information passed, calculations, critical masses, and timing mechanisms. Other eyes on the prize. Introduction to other spies, the Rosenbergs, David Greenglass, etc., and how Fuchs's information was exponentially more valuable than theirs. The Soviet apparatus. NKVD/GRU, coordinating the effort. The final blueprint. The last critical months. Fuchs is privy to the exact design specifications for the Trinity test device. The complete transfer of the Fat Man bomb's secrets. Part 3. Trinity and Hiroshima. The Cataclysm, 1945. The Desert Test, a vivid, detailed description of the Trinity test, July 16, 1945. Fuchs's perspective as an observer, knowing the secret was already compromised. The emotional and ethical fallout among the scientists. VJ Day and Soviet silence. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world reels. How U.S. intelligence and even President Truman fundamentally misjudged the timeline for a Soviet bomb. Fuchs's ethical rationalization for his ongoing actions. The post-war puzzle. The dismantling of Los Alamos. The U.S. belief in its atomic supremacy. Fuchs is transferred to the newly formed Atomic Energy Research Establishment, AERE, in Harwell, England, where he continues his work and, crucially, his espionage. Part 4. The Cold War Takes Shape, 1946 to 1949. Harwell and the H-bomb race. Fuchs is now working on the theoretical groundwork for the even more powerful hydrogen bomb. The importance of the information he is stealing in this new context. Moscow's progress. Detailed chapters on how the Soviet Union utilized Fuchs's data. The physicist Igor Kurchatov and the Arzamas-16 secret lab. How Fuchs's information allowed them to skip years of trial and error. The American security blind spot. Analysis of the American security apparatus's failure. The focus on political ideology over physical security. The inherent difficulty of vetting brilliant minds in wartime. Part 5. The Walls Close In, 1949 to 1950. The Soviet Test Shock, August 29, 1949. The Soviet Union detonates its first atomic bomb, Joe-1, far earlier than any Western prediction. The shockwave through Washington, D.C., the immediate mobilization of intelligence to find the source. Venona and the Cracking Code. Introduction to the secret U.S.-UK code-breaking project, Venona. The slow, meticulous process of deciphering Soviet communications. The first mention of a scientist, codenamed Charles, in the Los Alamos messages. The interrogation of Harry Gold. The FBI closes in on Harry Gold for a separate espionage case. Gold is broken and names his Los Alamos contact, Fuchs. Fuchs Confronted, a dramatic and detailed account of the interrogation of Klaus Fuchs by UK Security Service agent Jim Scarden. The psychological battle and Fuchs's slow, stunning confession, not out of remorse, but a sense of political obligation. Part 6, The Aftermath and Legacy, 1950 to Present. The Trial of the Century, the public revelation of Fuchs's treason, the shock and political firestorm in the U.S. and U.K., Fuchs's brief, stoic trial and his sentence. The Rosenberg connection. The evidence from Fuchs's confession directly implicates others, including David Greenglass and eventually Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. The controversial, high-stakes espionage trial that followed. The Cold War catalyst. Analysis of the true impact. How Fuchs compressed the Soviet atomic timeline, leading to the doctrine of mutually assured destruction, MAD. The beginning of the true arms race. The Man After Prison. Fuchs's release in 1959 and his immediate emigration to East Germany. His life as a respected scientific administrator behind the Iron Curtain until his death in 1988. His final reflections on his act of treason. Conclusion. The paradox of Klaus